Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, yesterday we learned few data types how to handle. So, what we are learning in React is how to present different data. Are there any differences in working with different data types? We are learning about that. You saw some differences presenting primitive types and non-primitive. Non-primitive, yesterday we saw array objects and we learned how to present. Now, one more important data type we need to know. So, handling date and time. Today we will see how we handle date and time. Yesterday we done with yesterday we done with array. So and object, that is the type we are having. We saw how React can present them and what are the techniques we are having. So after understanding, one more important in data type is how to handle date and time. Configuring date and time is same. Configuring date and time is same as in JavaScript. That means how date and time configured. It is defined by using date constructor. You know this, no? How date and time values are configured. They are configured using a date constructor. By using date constructor, we configure. In React also same. That means suppose constant, I want to put some date now is equal to use state and we configure as new date. This is nothing but I hope you people know. So in general JavaScript also same. And what this is going to load into memory, it loads the current date and time. Current date and time. If you want any specific date and time, you want any specific date and time, then we have to define. So some departure something is equal to new use state, new date, and into that date constructor, we have to pass date and time value. What is the order, you know? How date and time values are passed: year, month, day, hours, minutes, and seconds, and dot milliseconds. So, milliseconds. That is how we need to define the date. We need to define date in this way. So, if you want specific date, always you know that date is entered in year, month, day. For developers, it is year, month, day. For user, we can show in any format. So how to display date and time? So to access date and time, so you can use the methods. What are the methods we are having? You know the date and time methods of JavaScript. Get hours, get minutes, get seconds. So get milliseconds, milliseconds, get date, get day, get hour, get month, get full year, and you know to date string, to local date string. We have two time string. We have two local time string. All these are important date and time related methods. These are all general JavaScript. You know all these methods. So, but what is problem in these methods when you learn JavaScript, you know? What is problem in these methods when you learn JavaScript? What problem you face? All the date and time methods will return number. Get date will return date number. Get day, it returns weekday number. Weekday number 0 is Sunday. Get month will return month number. 0 is January. So problem is, I hope if you tried to present date in a clean format, it is very difficult. You have to write lot of logic. Generally, JavaScript, if you practice a date and time, working with date and time, you might face this problem. You know this actually. Suppose see, I will show you. So what is issue in handling date and time is generally, let's say I'll show you in general JavaScript here. What is problem is suppose we have now is equal to new date. And here we are defining document dot write. We have now dot get month. Get month will return a month number starting with 0. That means 0 is January. Now current month is 5. It will not return month name. It will not return month name. So, and you have functions like to date string. To date string will return date like this. But for example, suppose to date string to local date string. For example, I am using, let's say, weather app. When I am using weather app anywhere, so if it has to, suppose I will just show you oh, some photos I will show, images. Generally, when we are displaying date here, any city related, uh, small, they are small. I have a just stitch with Google. Yeah. Here I am having some weather related dashboard. Okay, in this weather dashboard, I will show you. Yeah. Suppose the weather dashboard, you can see I need to display date like this. Tuesday, comma, and 14 November 23. Same like Tuesday, comma, and I want to display like 2nd July 2026. So then how you can display that using your date functions? If I use to date string, it shows like this, TUE short form. I want like Tuesday, complete, lengthy, June, complete, lengthy, but day number first, June later. We cannot do that. There is no such method in JavaScript to display in our own style, right? But it provides ready-made methods which may not suit your requirement. Then how to present like that? Then generally we need lot of programming. And I hope you people know when you learnt JavaScript and all, you can try that. what you can do, suppose I want to display like now dot get day. Get day means it will return weekday number. It will show weekday number like this. But I want to display complete weekday name lengthy. There is no such option. Then what our developers will do? So we have constant weekdays. Weekdays is an array. In that array, we have Sunday, Sunday. So Monday, like this, we are having Tuesday. Like this, we type Wednesday, Thursday, like that we type. Now what we do? Into this array, we will pass the day number. That means weekdays array. Into that, we will pass the weekday number. Then what will happen? It will display the weekday name completely. Such logic we need to implement for weekday, month. It's difficult. If you have tried these kind of examples in your JavaScript, you should have faced this problem. And every JavaScript person knows that in JavaScript, there is no solution for presenting dates in a easy way. It's complicated. That's the reason in React, what we do is to present dates in a proper format. So what React will do is React can use various third party libraries to present and manipulate date. We have third party libraries, famous libraries like Moment. Moment is one library. Day.js is another library. Luxon is another library. These are the famous libraries used by JavaScript based technologies. Everywhere, JavaScript, React, Angular, Vue, every JavaScript technology can use these libraries. These are specially designed for handling date and time values in JavaScript. If you are developing an application, you are using JavaScript in the front end or any JavaScript technology in the front end, then these will help you in handling date. You can see we have libraries called Moment.js. This is Moment.js. So it is used to parse, validate, manipulate, display date and time in JavaScript. What is speciality is they ready-made provide all the logic. Just we have to use it. Without this, you have to write a complicated logic to present date in a correct form. I just showed you weekdays array, months array. We have Moment, we have Luxon, Day.js. Luxon is also very common. We have Luxon, we have Moment. Let's see how to use them. So how React can present the dates using such libraries, right? And remember, these are to get the dates. To I hope you people know setter functions also there, like what? Set hours, like set minutes. So we have like set seconds, like that, set day, so many. We have getter methods and we have setter methods. Now we will see how do we use these date libraries and implement them. Let's see one example. So first what you have to do is install moment library for your project. You have to install moment library for your project. What you do, open the terminal in your project. You have to run the command npm install moment and save. You have to install moment library. Moment library we have to install. That is the first thing you have to do. After that, You have to import moment into any component. You can import moment into any component. That means we have to just import moment. So moment, from moment you have to import this moment. After importing, we can use the moment function in our component and we can present the date. So what we have to do is, so we have to use moment, we have to use moment, and into that, so we have to use your date value, and we need to apply a format, and any format you can apply. How the format is written, I will tell you. That means now what it will do, moment will take your date and it will present in the format you requested. In which format you requested, it will present in that format. This is the best way of presenting date and time values in React. So we don't prefer using general JavaScript date and time methods. We use this technique of presenting. Let's see how it works. We will go to our React application. In this React application, so I will clean up this. Yeah. In this React application, constant we have now is equal to use state and new date. We are allocating memory for date. And we want to present the date here. How we present now. And by default, it is having the functions like toDateString. What it will do, it is going to present date npm run dev. We will start the project and you can run this and see. You can see that it is going to present the date same as JavaScript. But we want in a good format. We want in a good format. So let's see the steps. First step, you install the library. So what is the library? npm. I is shortcut for install. We can use I shortcut. Install moment and save. So moment is installed. Once moment is installed, if you want to use moment in any component, just we have to import moment from moment. After you import moment, how to display the date? By using moment. In the moment, you have to pass your date. Your date is now, that is your date. And you apply a format. And the format is a string. And in this, you have to visit their official website and check what formats they give. Because different formats, different libraries. That means every library don't have same. For example, what these people do, moment people do is, suppose you enter DD. This is lowercase dd. Then it is going to return, you can see it is going to return the weekday in 2 characters. D if I give, it will return weekday as a number. Weekday number. DDD, short weekday. DDD, this is long weekday. That is long weekday. So in the format, what they have, the format D. This is what? Weekday number. So 1 is equal to Monday. 2 is equal to Tuesday. It will start with that. And if I put DDD, this is short weekday name. That is short weekday name. That means what it will do? So it will display like MON, Monday, it will display like Monday, MON. DDD, this is our long weekday name. Long weekday name means it will display like Monday. That is how we can present day. We have, this is what day. They have uppercase D. After that, I will put a comma, uppercase DD, uppercase D. Suppose if I give uppercase D, it will get the same weekday number. This is day number. This is date number. Date is what? 2nd June. That means it will get 2. This is 2nd June. That means it will get the date number. If I give DD, that means it will say 02. 2 digits date number. Date number will come 2 digits. There is no 3 digits and all. Only 2 digits we can apply. What is lowercase d? What is uppercase d? Lowercase d is weekday and uppercase d is date. Date. D will return single digit date number. Right? If I say DD, 2 digits date number, it will return date number. We have again, means there are so many important one I am giving. So we have MM. MM will return uppercase MM. It will return month number. Suppose you write here, so MM. MM means it will return the month number. Month number. That means it is going to return, so month number. If I give MMM, short month name, MMM, this is long month name. It will return long month name, short month name, long month name. So that means you define here. So you define just MMM. This is short month name. MMM, that is long month name. Any lengthy name, 4 characters only. 4 characters long. And of course, you have YY. This is what? YY will put an year. Year, it will get year 2026. Remember, YY will get year. There is C, uppercase, lowercase matters. Uppercase YY means 26. Uppercase YYY, that means it is full. Lowercase YY means full year. Lowercase YY is full year. So if I use lowercase YI, full year. If I use uppercase YI, short year number. Short year number. That means it will get 26. Here it will get 2026. And if you want, you can just mention Y. That is what? Long year number. Long year number. 2026. Like this it will display. Now what is advantage is you shuffle it any way you want. Your wish. First which one you write, second which one you write, that depends your requirement. That means, is this order of date? No. This is your order of date. You write in it, which order, it will show in that order. This is not possible in direct JavaScript. That's too complicated. It has so many functions, but it will not return properly. That's the reason we need to depend on such third parties. They make date and time presentation more simple. They will make it easy. You can visit this website. The official website is, official website momentjs.com. You can visit this official website for more formats and all. If you visit this website, they will give you complete list of different formats available, right? Just a syntax I will give here. How do we do? Constant now is equal to use state new date. And how do we present it? Moment In that, we have to pass now format. We need to apply format in a string. Date, ddd. So, and suppose dd and mmm and yy. So year. Like this we are applying. This is how we present the dates. So working with date and time, that's the concept you need to understand. Right. So this is one example. Now, in this example, so I given simple format. You can visit this website and you see they have a lot of formats. They also have like DO. What is DO? DO will say 2nd June, 3rd June, 4th June, like that. You can use DO. They will provide so many formats, different regions, different formats. You can go through this. You will get more clarity on this. Like this, it's not mandatory that company should use this one. Several projects use Moment. Some projects prefer using Day.js. Day.js is also very famous. Some companies use this one very much because Day.js is little lightweight when compared to Moment. That's the reason some projects may use Day.js. But almost all are similar. All are similar. Just few formats will be changing. This is Day.js. You can click get started. It will show you complete installation, how to set up everything. It will show. Right. So companies may use anything. If we know one, others are similar. Right. Just like see the point problem is React developer should adapt himself. Suppose you are learning driving, car driving. So the driving school will teach you on a specific car. Now you cannot complain that I want only this car everywhere. Then only I can drive. I hope you understood my point. That means I am teaching one library. It doesn't mean that the same library will be used by all companies, different libraries. Now you can't complain on me that I am not teaching all. What should be your ability? You should able to explore the new library, what they are using, and you check how to set up, install their documentations. You need to see and implement. We can teach you majority what is regularly used, but we cannot teach everything what is used because sometimes some companies build their own library. Why companies prefer building their own library instead of using a third party library? Because it can get more security. If you build something which is not known to everybody outside the world, then that is more secure. If everybody knows about it, they can try to hack it. They can try to deal with some loopholes in it. But if they don't know what they are dealing with, then it is difficult to track them. That's the reason several companies build their own libraries sometimes and they use them, right? So initially, this is one concept. This is how we implement date and time. I hope you are clear. So we learned about different data types, how to handle in React. Primitive types, non-primitive types. Yesterday we learned how to present arrays, objects. Have you practiced arrays by using which method? Map. By using map method, we have to read every element from array and we need to create a presentation. That is very important. Now, once you are good with all data type, now we will see some real world data. We will take some real world data and we will try to create a presentation so that we can understand how different data is handled, right? Let's see how we can do that. For that, for creating some presentation and better way of presentation, today we will do one more thing. Set up Bootstrap for React project. So we will set up Bootstrap for React project. Today we will see one more because every day manually writing styles is risky. We will apply some styles by using Bootstrap. So how to enable Bootstrap in our project so that we can make the styling more easy, fast. How? Let's see. So first what you have to do, so you need to install Bootstrap for project. npm install bootstrap and bootstrap icons. You need to install these two for your project. After that, we need to enable bootstrap so that we can use in every component. So what you have to do is go to main.jsx and import bootstrap, so that if you import in main.jsx, it is available everywhere. Every component can use bootstrap. And how to import, bootstrap have css and javascript. We have to import both of them. How to do that? Import one file is dot dot slash node modules bootstrap dist css. In that bootstrap.css, that is one file you should import. Another file is node modules, so bootstrap icons, font bootstrap icons dot css. This is the second one you have to import. And you bootstrap have some scripts also. Import, so dot dot slash node modules bootstrap dist js and bootstrap dot bundle dot js. This is a JavaScript file. You have to import all of them. Even JavaScript library is imported by using this import statement. Now, if you set up all this, now Bootstrap is ready. You can use in any component. So that means you can use Bootstrap icons, components, and classes from any location. From any location you can use. Bootstrap classes means, we can put class name, margin, padding. Am I right? What is meant by attributes? Data BS target, data BS toggle. These are attributes. You can use attributes, components. We can apply and we can implement all these. If you enable Bootstrap, we can use complete Bootstrap. We can use complete Bootstrap. These are enough. You can use Bootstrap anywhere in the project now. We can implement anywhere. So you have to install Bootstrap and enable, so that every day when we are practicing examples, we can make the presentations more simple. With the ready-made classes, we can do that. So I will show just a sample point here. First, what we do, we need to set up Bootstrap for project. So we need to install Bootstrap. Let's go into the terminal. In the terminal, we have to use npm install, what is it? Bootstrap and bootstrap icons. Okay. We are installing bootstrap icons. Now, observe carefully. As of now, your page looks normal. We will enable bootstrap. In the main, we have to import. Import one is node modules, bootstrap, dist, CSS, bootstrap, CSS. Another one, you have to import node modules, bootstrap icons, font, icons, CSS. Another import, you need to import node modules. In that bootstrap dist js and bootstrap bundle.js. You have to import all this. Once you set up all these, you see Bootstrap is working in your project. You see automatically font size, everything changed. Just what you do. Here we add like class container fluid. You see it will set up. I will use padding 4 or 3. It will get. I want to display this in a simple div. Okay. And for this div, I am using class name text center, BG dark, text white. All these it will get. These are all Bootstrap related classes working for it. That means if you enable Bootstrap, you can use all your skills of Bootstrap for making the presentation better. Now we will see how React can handle data, the real world data, how we can do. Actually, how data comes to us, how we can handle the data. In React, how we present different data. For that, you need to understand the concept of working with APIs. We need to understand working with APIs. Actually, what is API, how API works, how it is designed, that is not React job. React people's work is working with API, and who will design the APIs and all? The backend technologies will create the APIs, and we are responsible for using. Many people, because see, many people don't have a knowledge of technology, so they misunderstand the concept. Actually, some people come and ask, sir, how to integrate React with Java? How to integrate React with .NET? Right? What is integrating and why you are integrating? We are surprised. What do you mean by integration? We never integrate. Java, .NET, PHP, Python, all these technologies in the backend will create APIs. They provide APIs. What is our job? We need to just use the API. A React developer need not to know which technology is in the backend. Understood? A React developer need not to know which technology is in the backend, what database they are using in the backend. I don't care about that. I just need the API methods to interact with the data. I don't care what technology you are using. For a React developer, it doesn't matter whether it is Java or .NET or PHP or Python. It just matters about the URL, right? We don't even need to know about what database they are using. So generally, if you are full stack developer, you will learn how to build your own APIs, right? We will first, I will give a simple clarity on this, right? For the people who are not aware. Now you tell me what is API? Not full form. So what is its intention? What is the concept of API? Where it is used? Yeah. See, to understand this API, I will just give an overview because this is your backend concept. But I will just give an overview because we should use it. So I will give an overview about it. To understand API, first you should know about. So what is distributed computing? To understand what is API, how API works, first you should know distributed computing. Actually, in software industry, we have different computing architectures. In software industry, we have different computing architectures. Parallel computing, grid computing, cloud computing, distributed computing, SM computing. There are so many computing architectures. You may not heard about everyone regularly. You might have seen about cloud computing. Distributed, cloud, grid, parallel, these are all different computing architectures. What is cloud computing? What is cloud computing? What is its purpose? Generally, your generation people, what you think about cloud means storing a file on cloud, accessing data from cloud, upload photo, video to cloud. That means for you, cloud is uploading videos, photos. Uh, no, that is not cloud computing. Actually, what is concept of cloud computing is cloud computing provides platform as service, infrastructure as service, software as service, right? Cloud computing provides different services. For example, suppose to establish a small software development company. Suppose you want to start a small software development company with a team of 10 people. You want to build some apps and you want to set up a small software company. You need infrastructure, you need servers, you need softwares, everything legally you have to buy. For that, lakhs of investment, not lakhs, crores of investment is required. But what is cloud computing? It will provide them as service. They say that suppose you came here to stay for 2 months, 3 months in Hyderabad, and for summer you want, will you buy an AC? You can rent an AC. Understood? You don't need to buy a laptop. You can even rent a laptop per month, 500 rupees. Several people give in Hyderabad. They rent laptops. People, so many people, they don't buy them because in here Amirpet itself, there are so many people who rent laptops. That means what they do monthly 500 from students, they will charge, they will give a laptop, right? That means they will even install whatever you need and give it to you. That means what is the point? You buying them, it's very difficult, but you maintain, somebody maintains them, you use them. This is the concept of cloud. I will not go much depth about cloud computing. For example, I will show you. That's not our job. So I will not go very in depth about the concept of cloud computing. Yeah. For example, actually, this is how the cloud concept actually contains. That means if you want a software development company to start, this is what you need. This is what you need for a software development company. A small startup software development company needs all this. Not only small, large also. They need all this. Application, data, runtime, everything. And buying everything is too costly. Too costly. I hope you people know even in high tech city, Madhapur area, we have plug and play office for rent. Plug and play office for rent means they have laptops, internet connection, telephones, infrastructure, security guard, everything. You just go morning, come evening. You rent that office for a day. They will provide everything for you. You don't need to buy them. You can go walk in with your employees, you work there, come back. That means these people, now what happens if you pay money? What cloud people will do? They maintain, for example, infrastructure as service. That means what they do? They provide virtualization, server, storage. They will take care. Remember, not just taking care. Because suppose you buy a server, you need a hardware engineer to maintain it, a network engineer, you need manpower also, right? If any technical issue comes, a general person, if you have any problem in your laptop, you will take to an hardware engineer, right? That means you need a manpower also. That's complicated. You pay money, they will maintain these. Others you have to maintain. You pay more money, they provide platform as service. That means you have to buy only applications and data. You pay more money, they provide everything, even application also. And I hope you know cloud technologies have a concept pay as you go. That means you pay only for what you are using. You don't need to pay much. You are utilizing 500 MB space in their server, pay for only 500 MB. Right? That is what the point of cloud computing. Like that, we have grid computing, we have cloud computing, parallel computing, distributed computing. Distributed computing is important. That is what our concept is. What is distributed computing? Distributed computing is nothing but, so distributed computing means it allows two applications, it allows communication. It allows communication between two applications running on two different machines. Two different machines. Not only that, it allows communication between two applications running in two different process of same machine. This is called distributed computing. Distributed computing means two applications running on two machines can share information. Not only that, two applications running on same machine also can share information. For example, see, suppose just point I will show here. The concept is here. Suppose we are having one machine. This is server. We have another machine. So this is client. We have two machines. Now on server, we have Netflix app. Now I want to watch Netflix app on my computer. There are two ways. What I can do, I can open a browser. Am I right? In the browser, I can access and use it. Or in this client, I can install a Netflix app. Am I right? I can install a Netflix app. And what happens is this app can communicate with this app. That means in your mobile, Netflix, Amazon, Flipkart, all these are distributed apps, not mobile apps. They are not mobile apps. That means Netflix, Amazon, anything which connects with server, gets data from server is not a mobile app. Technically, they all come under which category? Distributed application. Now tell me, what is the advantage of communicating with an app? I can watch in browser. What is advantage of watching in an app? What is advantage is several contents can be maintained offline. You are watching Netflix in a browser. Can you download and save any video? No, but in Netflix you can do. App you can do. I hope you know you can download video and watch without internet connection. And remember, but that is not permanently downloaded on your machine. After 10 days, 15 days, it is expired. You know that, na? That means The apps that you are using, they are distributed applications. They can share information. This is called distributed computing. Not only that, for example, this Netflix app, this Netflix app has to verify your OTP. Am I right? OTP comes to SMS na, right? How SMS app can share information to Netflix? That means in one device, two apps can share information. This also distributed computing. I hope you know that. For example, you are watching some products on Amazon. You close Amazon and go to Facebook or YouTube. Suddenly you will see ads for them. How come this app knows about what I used in another app? Because apps can track data. That's what Apple devices will not allow. You know, when you install any app on Apple, it will ask you, do you want to track other apps? You disable it, then what you are doing in one app, another app cannot know. But usually in your Android, another app knows what you are doing. That means two apps running on same machine can share information. Two apps running on different machine can share information. This concept is called distributed computing. Now, how to build this distributed apps in your technology? What Java uses for building a distributed app? What .NET uses to build a distributed app? What technology is used by your technologies? That means what are various distributed technologies? What are various distributed technologies available? Different distributed technologies are there. We have Corba. Corba is used in almost 14 languages, including C++, Java like languages. They use Corba, Common Object Request Broken Architecture. We have RMI, Remote Method Invocation. It is used in J2EE. We have EJB, which is used by Java, Enterprise Java Beans. We have DCOM, Distribute Component Object Model. It is used by Visual Basic like language. We have Web Service. This is known to all languages. That means Java, .NET, PHP, Python, everybody can use web service. A web service is one distributed technology known to all. And we have like remoting. Remoting is used by .NET technology. That means these are all different distributed computing technologies. I will not go depth about them because this is all backend concept. This is what is API, how they work. These are all backend topics. I will not go much depth and time consuming it is. Right? I will just give an overview. Distributed computing means communication between two apps. And how different technologies communicate using various concepts. Corba, DCOM, EJB, different technology, different. Which distributed technology is known to everyone? The one distributed technology known to everyone is what? Web service. Web service is famous and it is known to all technologies in the world. Every technology can use web service as distributed architecture. They can use distributed. We have Corba, RMI, EJB, different concept, different. That is distributed technologies. Now the question is how they communicate. This is important. That means we have what is the communication specification. Communication specification. That means how they communicate. How two apps communicate with each other. There are three techniques. One is SOAP. Another one is REST. Another one is JSON. How they communicate with each other. How two apps communicate. How two apps communicate. That means what is the communication. How client will send request. How server will respond. there are three communication techniques. What are those three communication techniques we have? SOAP. SOAP is nothing but actually service oriented architecture protocol. What is SOAP is consumer. Consumer means client. Consumer sends XML request. That means from consumer means client side, XML request will go. Generally, XML request is nothing but, suppose I want the weather details of Hyderabad city. Then my request will be like this. So weather, in that weather city. So in the city, so name is Hyderabad. That is how the request will go. And what happens when the request goes like this? That means XML looks like this. When the request goes like this, what provider will do? Provider means server. Provider sends XML response. That means the request will be in XML form, response will be in XML form. Request and response both are in XML form. They are in XML form. That means how they send here. So weather, and what they say, city, and what is it? City name is what? Hyderabad. And what it will do? It will send the details like temperature, how much? Temperature some 30 degree, something like this. So they send like humidity, how much? So they say 20% something humidity, how much? Like this, they send all the details. That's how the response will come. The request, so, and response will be in this form. So this is called SOAP. In SOAP, the request will be XML, response also will be XML. These days we are not using this. We are not using SOAP. Instead of SOAP, we are using REST. What is REST? Is actually representational state transfer. In REST, what happens is consumer sends a simple query request. That means how the query will be: https://www.weather.org, something like this. And in that slash, so city, question mark, so city is equal to Hyderabad, like this. This time request is very simple. Request is not too complicated. The request will be in a simple query. And what response will come? So that means provider sends XML or JSON response. Response will be in which form? XML or JSON. These days we are not using much XML. We are using JSON. And majority of applications, they are using RESTful communication. RESTful communication means from client side, a simple query will go, and from server side, a huge response will come. And response will be in XML or JSON. In modern application, majority it is using JSON. There is one more technique, but we are not using this completely. That is JSON. What is it? JavaScript object notation. In this, what happens? Consumer sends JSON request, and provider sends JSON response. Request and response both will be in JSON. Actually, in future, we are going to use this very much. But currently, still companies are working on REST. That means in future, several applications will use JSON. Some are already using, but in future, it will be much used. But currently, majority is REST. That means how they communicate with each other. They can communicate. How apps communicate with each other. How you can send a request to server. How server will respond. That is done by using REST. REST is very much used now. I hope you are understanding the order, na? What is distributed computing? How distributed computing implemented in different technologies? What architectures they use? And how they communicate. These are important, right? Now, actually, which distributed technology is very much used earlier? For all technologies, which distributed computing is used? Web service. Web service is known to all of them. Everywhere we use it. But we have issues. What are issues with the web service? What are issues with web service? We are using web services even today. For experienced people, mandatory they should mention knowledge in web service. Suppose you are mentioning yourself as Java, .NET, PHP, Python experienced developer. In your resume, we have to see web service. Mandatory. For freshers, no, not required. But for experienced person, mandatory, he must have knowledge on web service. Because several projects are still using web service. But web service have problem. What is the problem with web service? Issue with web service is nothing but first point, it uses SOAP. That means web service don't use REST, they use SOAP. What is the problem in using SOAP? The request will go in XML, response also will come in XML. That is problem. Another problem is it can run only on web servers. It cannot run on local servers. These days, private networks, local networks, so many we need. Data need to be used in those locations also, but this works only on web server. Web service will work on only web server. That means it can use only HTTP protocols. That means it cannot run on file servers. It cannot run on FTP protocols. It cannot work there. It can work only on web. That means you must have a web server. We must have HTTP for web service. It cannot run on other servers, other protocols. Current generation is not working only on web. We are using lot of deep web, dark web. So much is there. We are using different. That means the point is we have local servers. Web service don't work on them. Web service works on only HTTP servers. So what are the issues? It uses SOAP. Another issue, it runs only on web servers and it can run only on HTTP. These are all the problems. To overcome these problems, a new concept started. That is what API is. That means API is an alternative for web service. Is an alternative for web service. Right? Earlier we don't have API. We don't have API. We have web service. We have WCF services for different technologies. APIs started later. APIs started later. Right? So APIs, when APIs started, then everybody started migrating towards API. What is the specialty about API? Application programming interface. What API specialty is? It uses REST. That means it will not use SOAP. It is REST. So better. In REST, we will send a simple query. Response will come in the form of JSON. So we have another important, it can run on any server. You can run on local servers, which I will show you. In React, we will do that. We will create a local server, create API and use it. Right? We can use on any server. It can use any protocol. It can use any protocol. These are the advantages of API. Advantages of API. Now the question is, why We need data in XML and JSON. What is the main intention of maintaining data in XML and JSON? Actually, data is in database. We bring the data from database, we convert the data into XML and JSON, and we will provide to apps. Why? Why XML JSON? Because XML JSON are the languages which are not infected with virus. If data is in XML and JSON, they are not infected with virus. If if data is in text or Excel or any another file, it can be infected with virus. XML JSON cannot be infected with virus. They are lightweight and faster, and they doesn't require conversions. Converting data is not required. They can transport data without conversions. Another important, they are not blocked by firewalls. You know, every computer have a firewall. Data may be blocked by the firewalls, but XML can flow through firewalls. JSON can flow through firewalls. And another important, this is the only languages, these are two are the only languages which are understandable to any device, any operating system. You can use on Android, iOS, and Wear OS. Even you can see your data on a smart watch. That means it can work on Windows, Linux, Mac, and even on Wear OS. A small bandwidth device also can use. You can see your weather on your watch. That means the data can reach everywhere. That is the advantage of maintaining data in XML and JSON. And that is what API does. API does. Actually, see, the main concept of API. So that means how it works usually. The main concept of API is, just I will show you an overview. This is entire not required for you. This is actually different computing technologies. We have different computing architectures like distributed, cloud, grid, cluster. In that we are using distributed computing. This is the definition of distributed computing. That means distributed computing allows two applications on two devices to communicate, to share information. Right? Actually, these are all distributed computing technologies. CORBA, DCOM, RMI, EJB. CORBA is Common Object Request Broken Architecture. It is used in 14 languages. And DCOM is Distribute Component Object Model invented by Microsoft, and it is used in VB, Visual Basic. RMI, Remote Method Invocation. It is used in J2EE. EJB is used in Java, Enterprise Java Beans. We have web service known to all of them. Web service known to everyone. And how the communication happens. This is how the communication happens. All these not required for you. Yeah. This is 3 communications. What is SOAP? SOAP means consumer will send an XML request. Provider will send an XML response. What is REST? Consumer will send a query request and response will be in XML JSON. What is JSON? Request and response both are in JSON. Both are in JSON. Actually, the issues with web service, I told you, these are all not required for you. This is how the API concept actually works. What is the point? You have data and everybody able to use it. It's very difficult, not possible easily. That means how data can reach every operating system, every browser, every device. That means data must be converted in such format. That is done by your API. What API does? It enables communication between client and server. Client makes a request. API will collect that request. It will communicate with the data, convert the data into the format understandable to that particular device and sends. Right? So that we can use the data. That is the concept. Actually, the world's first API is eBay. eBay is the world's first API. After that, so many APIs. Now we have millions of APIs. I stopped in 2010 because I prepared this in 2010. Why? Because when API first invented and it was introduced in Hyderabad, I am the first person who is the person to deliver API topic in Amirpet on APIs. I was working on .NET technology at that time. Right? I am the first person in Amirpet to start Angular. Before that, it was Angular JS. I am the first person to start in Amirpet in Naresh IT, first batch Angular JS, Angular, React JS, React, ASP.NET MVC. First batch of .NET APIs, first batch in Amirpet, I started. So you have 11, 12 years, 14 years back videos also there of my first API batch. When API before API, we were using web service. We were training people on web service. After web service, we trained people on WCF service. Several current generation people even don't know about the WCF service. That is for .NET people. After that, we migrated to APIs. Right? APIs. So we started working with APIs. And it's a huge one now. That means we haven't imagined that API will make so much trend. But now the current generation is running on APIs. API. And eBay is such a distributed app, right? We train people alternatively on web service and all. Right? APIs, eBay is very lightweight. You imagine, you see in your mobile, suppose you have Paytm, Phone Pay. In Paytm Phone Pay, you have an shopping option. You know, shopping is there. You can redeem your rewards and all. That shopping is maintained by eBay. That means already Paytm is an app. In that app, another app is running. Now imagine how much lightweight it is. Am I right? That is the API app that is running in your device. There are so many APIs. So this is the concept. This is a very old one. Actually, this all means I haven't updated this. Now lot of changes are there related to concept. But main theme is same. Main theme is same, right? So the point here is how we can use these APIs in our application. That is the main concept. How we can use these APIs. So what is the concept of API? Making the data reachable everywhere. Any device, any operating system can reach. That's what the concept of API is. Now, actually, suppose I will show example here. I hope you people know API Setu. This is Government of India API's website. Government of India official API's website. What is this? Nothing but simple. For example, you went to a electronic store and you want to buy a mobile on EMI. Now what they will do, they will check your Aadhaar card and they will verify loan can be given to you or not. Now who are they to verify my Aadhaar? Government is maintaining my Aadhaar details. How come this electronic showroom can access my Aadhaar details? Through an API. Government sells them. That means government sells your data to private. They sell. This is not free website. This is a paid one. Government of India. Official Government of India. What this Government of India website does, suppose you want to start a e-sevas or you want to develop an app. Suppose you are a developer and you want to develop an app. And what is the app intention? App intention is that it should work like e-seva. That means PAN card numbers, edit PAN card details, Aadhaar card related few details they can modify in that app. You want to build. Then you have to come here. You have to register yourself. Government will verify you. They will give you the permission. Once government gives the permission, you can access their API and you can use in your app. They will be continuously monitoring your activities. Who is using, how much data he is using, what he is using, every restriction is present with them. Now, what is their main concept? This, you see here, they provide APIs to everyone, state government, central government, different industries. For example, some third party website will be there. They say that 10th grade results released. You can watch the results in our website. How you have interboard or 10th board website results you have, how you have. That means, are you hacking them? No, we are officially taking permission from government and using them. And for that, we get publicity, money, advertisements, everything. Right? Several developers use these and develop apps. Right? Stock market related apps. You see, so many new apps are coming in market. Right? And all they need your professional official data. Government will sell them. You have to buy from them and use them. Now we will see some free APIs. What we will do is we will see some free APIs. We will try to get the data and build one small interface. We will see how to do that. That we'll see tomorrow. Right? Today I just given you an overview about what is the concept of API. Now tomorrow we are going to build one small interaction with API. We will see how to build a small app like a food store, like a weather app. We will create a small app and we will see how to use the real data and interact with it. Right? Tomorrow we'll continue with that. Okay? Right.